Hey guys, Greg D here, back with another video, and today I have another car review for you. So what I have here is a 2015 Nissan Altima S, which, unlike the Maxima that I have, the S in the Altima is the middle of the road package. It is not the base model. So as you can see here, the Altima has been refreshed and it really does look like a baby Maxima. If you take a look here and compare it to my Maxima, you will notice that the headlight cues are pretty much the same. They just look a little softer as far as the lines are concerned to me. If you look down here where the fog lights should be, those aren't actually fog lights. Fog lights are an extra option, but those are just reflectors in the bumper. But like I said, they look exactly like the headlights on the Maxima. They're just a little bit softer, I would say. Now coming around here, those are 16-inch wheels. Don't actually get, you know, the nice rims or anything. You have to go up to the Altima SV to get 17-inch rims, but these are 16-inch wheels. And as you can see, you do have smart key access, as with most Nissans nowadays, and in typical Nissan fashion. To unlock the car, just press once for the driver's door, press again to unlock all the doors, and then you wait a second, you push the button again, and it will lock the doors back. So now, the thing that I noticed about driving this thing is actually how nimble this thing is. Now, this version does come with Nissan's 2.5 liter 4-cylinder, which comes with 182 horsepower, 180 foot-pounds of torque. I mean, Nissan's been using that 2.5 liter 4-cylinder in a lot of their cars for years now. They just up the power. But I will notice, in comparison to my car, how much more nimble this thing drives. And part of the reason is this car weighs just under 3,200 pounds, but, you know, as compared to the Maxima, which weighs about 3,500, a little over 3,500. But for the amount of power that it has, this car is actually very, very peppy. Alright, so let's take a look at the inside. So starting here with the inside, all of this is like a soft rubbery type material, very soft padding here. As you can see here, your driver's side window is the only one that is automatic up and down. All of the other ones are manual. You have your mirror controls here. You've got a nice chrome or aluminum touch there, soft touch material there. Once again, in your mat pocket, you do have room for a bottle of some sort. Also, what is nice, and this is actually an option on this car too, is you do have a power driver's seat. And it's funny driving this car because these seats are basically the same as the Maxima. They're the same material. They're very, very comfortable, but the bolstering is not as heavy, I would say, as compared to the Maxima. Definitely does not get as well bolstering. So let's take a step inside here. And as you can see, the interior has also been highly refreshed. You do have your two cup holders there. Down there below, which I complained, if you saw my video, about not having in my car, they do have a USB and auxiliary jack port. And you have your 12 volt there. So you come across here, and this is the new center console, which in comparison to the Maxima, I actually like this one better. The knobs have a good resistance and feel to them. This screen, which when I will turn on the car, does have a color screen, which is pretty nice. And it does have a backup camera, which I will show you. Actually, the multimedia interface here in the center console is very nice and a lot nicer than the one in the Maxima as well. But as you can see here, the gauges are, you know, pretty simple. Nothing, you know, to really write home about. And you do, in comparison to the Maxima, you have all of your buttons here on the steering wheel. So your multimedia interface controls are here, volume controls over here. You have your cruise control, your Bluetooth, things of that nature. You do have LED lights here, which is a nice touch. There's no moonroof, as you can see. You have your sunglasses holder here. If I can get that to go. There's your sunglass holder. Get up there. Stay. But, oh, another thing that is nice is this car does have start button ignition. So all you have to do with the intelligent key is have the key on your person. You can have it in the cup holder, you can have it in your pocket. As long as it is in the car, you just put your foot on the brake. Here, let me switch this camera around here. Just like that. So as you can see here, how this display is actually in color, which is pretty nice. Let's actually turn on the radio here. See, and as you can see, color screen has actually got display of what's, you know, station you're on and whatnot. Really nice touches to it. I mean, actually, I wish this center console was in the Maxima, to be quite honest. All right, now let me put it in reverse here real quick. Sorry, guys. And as you can see, you do, well, if it'll focus here, you do have backup camera, which is a very nice touch. And also, in typical Nissan fashion, you do have your hold on a second here. You have your dual tier center console. You have the first, you know, tier there, which is pretty shallow. And then you have your very deep with another 12 volt there. Now, I apologize for the shaky camera work, but if you guys do know me and do follow me, you'll know that I have, or I had a stroke when I was born, so I don't have full use of my left hand, so sometimes it can be a little hard to switch hands and try to hold the camera with the hand that had the stroke and, you know, film. So I apologize for that. But let's go check out the rest of the car, including the engine. So here we go at the engine. This is where the business is made. 2.5 liter 4-cylinder engine, 182 horsepower, 180 foot-pounds of torque, has an 18-gallon fuel tank, and gets 27 city, 38 highway. So you figure with that big of a gas tank, the range as far as your, like, how many miles you can get out of a tank of gas is pretty huge in this case. But like I said, this is a very peppy car, a very peppy engine, so it definitely does the job. Even in here in Pittsburgh, where it is, you know, pretty hilly. Alright, let's go check out the rest of the car. Alright, so here we have the back seat, kind of the same style as the front seat. Back seat is actually pretty nice and spacious here. Now, I'm sitting straight up and behind myself, and I still have a good, I would say, 3 or 4 inches of leg room here. Probably have a good inch, maybe inch and a half of headroom. Much like in my car, there are, you know, divots and indentations to raise up the roof line a little bit so that you do have extra headroom. I mean, it's pretty simple, but I mean, for what you pay, I mean, like I said, you're paying about $22,500 for this car. So, I mean, for what you pay for it, it's not really bad. It's not bad at all. I mean, obviously, you know, you can really option this car out. I believe the top of the line 4-cylinder model of this car comes in just over $28,000, and that's with cold weather packages and comfort packages and premium packages. And the 3.5 liter V6 version of this car comes in just over $32,000, and that has all of the same options that the top of the line SL, I believe it is, has, but just with the 3.5 cylinder. So here you can take a look. One thing that I will mention, now that I think about it, is I do not like the steering wheel, nor do I like the shifter. It is covered in that, like, kind of, it's leather wrapped, but it's like that hard plasticky feel. So I think that, you know, for somewhere where your hands are going to be the majority of the time while you're in the car, I think they could have made the steering wheel and the shifter knob a little bit nicer. I mean, that's just my personal opinion, but I really hate the way that the steering wheel itself feels. And as you can see there's very modest bolsters on, and you know, on 9 3 grips. But it's definitely something that I would have changed, is better feeling steering wheel. I mean, if you're going to refresh it, like I said, your hands are going to be there or there most of the time. I mean, come on. Get yourself a decent feeling steering wheel. Oh, and I should mention too that this car does have the CVT transmission, much like in my Maxima. But I did notice in this car, driving it around all day yesterday, that it is more willing to rev, even in sport mode. So I don't know if that's just the way they tune it, or if it's just because it is linked up to a 4-cylinder engine which revs higher naturally. I don't know, but I actually prefer the feeling of the CVT in this car as opposed to my Maxima. So last thing, we will go check the trunk space. So here we have the trunk. Now, I've always hated these little hinges here, because like if you have a trunk full of stuff, these will come down and actually hit them. But if you actually look, you do have a wide opening here and a pretty deep trunk. I believe it is 15.5 cubic feet of space, which is pretty good. And you also do have a 60-40 split, as you can see there. So, you know, honestly, it's a pretty decent trunk here. So overall, not a bad car. Definitely not. Let me go ahead and close this, and I will give you my final remarks. So, Nissan Altima, is it a good car? Yes, if you are looking for something fairly cheap, if you are looking for something that you can haul your family around and have plenty of space, but be cost effective, definitely something to consider. You may also want to look at cars like the Hyundai Sonata, Toyota Camry, Honda Accord, for that matters. But in the realm of things, like I said, if you are looking for something that's practical, that you can carry your family around in, that you can also have a modest amount of fun. I wouldn't, you know, obviously it's far from being like a sporty performance car or anything like that, but it is peppy and it does respond when you do drive it, or, you know, when you really like push it, so it does respond. But overall, I would say, like I said, if you're in the market for something practical that's family oriented, that you can get really good gas mileage on, and in consideration with the fact that it has a big gas tank, something that will, you know, maybe you can stretch out as far as buying gas maybe every 2 or 3 weeks, then go look at that car. So with that, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys soon.